Hello everybody, this is Handy863 here bringing you another video today, and I am back for hopefully one final recording on Go Vacation. So it's probably quite guessable as to why I am now here recording this very last episode of the Let's Play, and that is that I have now completed my level to 99. Getting the highest total of points at 999,999. And so yeah, after Odyssey, this is basically what I've been doing to try and get this game sorted over the last, I think, month or two. Whenever I finished Odyssey, I would basically be working on trying to do this at this point in time. As it's already done, I can't really show off me actually going through the process of doing that just yet, but I do have a video up on Twitter where I finally get the final amount of points to level up that high and everything. And I think in this video I'll basically just try and talk about little methods that I have come up with that can help you develop points. Furthermore, once you complete the game, your villa's probably going to look a little bit like this. With basically everything that you could possibly have, and me walking into a wall. This nice buffet and everything here. And of course, some of you may recognise this actually isn't my villa. This is actually Nil's villa. Because he's laid out everything quite nicely here, and for whatever reason it's just randomly showed up on my Go Vacation save, and I'm not too sure why. It literally just within the last week, other people's villas have started showing up in the villa grounds. I could go out here and just show off. We've got a good few here, so I believe that's CM seats over here. There's some others there. So there you go, I've got Nils just there. Yeah, it tells you who's where and what's what. Mine's right down this at the other end over here. But yeah, there are several ways that you can go to level up on this, and one of the methods that was worked out was actually by Nil, and I think he probably worked out the fastest method to gaining points. So basically, as you can see here, when you click on the challenges, you get this daily orienteering thing, which if you're wanting to try and build up your level after you finished and completed all of the levels and things in each resort, this becomes your best friend in that regard, because this last set of orienteering that I've done to get to level 99 here gave me 6,000 points, actually, which is a pretty decent amount if you ask me. But sometimes you don't get that lucky when it comes to actually getting points and things. First of all, so the orienteering itself actually happens daily when you're on solo player, and so the method that Nil came up with in order to complete this, he actually physically changed the date on his Switch console, so he would get a new daily orienteering thing every time he changed the date, basically. So I found two methods that don't actually do that, because when I was actually talking to Nil, I wanted to check out and see how long it would take me to get to level 99 without actually needing to change the date. And one of them is actually very easy to do, which I will show right now. So if you load the game up in 2-player mode, the game will actually give you a different set of orienteering challenges, which are called group orienteering challenges. And unlike the daily orienteering, which you receive in solo player, whenever you reload into multiplayer, it will actually give you a new set of these each time. So as you can see right here, if I went back onto single player, it would give me the same set from daily orienteering. and I wouldn't be able to do that without changing the date. But here, no matter how many times, you can just come back to this. Once you completed it, you can just reload the game, and then you'd get a set of 3 different orienteering challenges without having to redo the date on the console or anything like that. And with certain challenges, sometimes you can get more points depending on how many players you have. So it would usually say something like 1,000 points per player in that little blue strip at the bottom or something. Whereas if you were playing this with 4 other people, everyone will get 4,000 points each, which is pretty much half the amount of points there, I think. Yeah, basically that. So that would actually give... That basically gives 7,000 points if I did that right now with my sisters. So that's actually a really good orienteering thing. Sometimes it would still give you some bad ones where... because I'm playing with the GameCube controller right now, if you can't tell, my sister would usually have the Joy-Cons. There'll be somewhere that require points, and in order to get those a little better, you have to shake the controller. GameCube controllers do not have motion controls, so only my sister would be able to complete those. And when it's player versus things, where only one of the players out of these 2 can get the points, which you can get, and it was on the point challenges like that, it would usually be my sister that took the bacon, and yeah, not helpful for me at all, seeing as I wanted to gain levels and whatnot. Now there is another way that you can grind for points without doing the orienteering entirely, and that is collecting presents in which the plane drops. So whenever you find a present, every present typically is worth 1,500 points. And 1 in every 10 chance you usually get a 3,000 pointer as well. Or if you wait for 9 presents to drop first, and then the 10th one is usually a 3,000 pointer. So in places where you usually get really bad orienteering challenges, where you might get something like play for... but like a bonus chance, and it would give you something where you would play a mini game, and then the amount of points that you get in that mini game is how many points that are given to your overall level. And in some scenarios you probably will only get about 100 to 200 points out of that, and it's not really good. So in those scenarios, and when I have a little bit of extra time to kill, I come here to the Villa Grounds where I actually grind for presents. So the plane does go around dropping presents in every resort, and of course you can find that it will drop them in a certain place depending on where you are actually located in the resort. The Villa Grounds is the smallest area in which the plane comes to drop presents on, and because it's so small you can manipulate where the plane drops the presents quite easily. What I like to do personally is go up to my sister's villa over here, and I will usually sit at the top of the villa itself and wait just here. And what this allows me to do is I can look just over this tree line up in front of me there. I can't go into camera mode because of GameCube controller as well. And I can look down the whole villa resort from here to see where the present was dropped. And it usually drops round near one of these bushes here. So you've got a group of 3 just in the middle there where those 2 benches are. There's one in a little island on its own. And then there are 2 just in front of those villas over there. And usually a plane comes along with a present and just drops them off there. And if you are waiting in the same or similar area I am waiting in, it will always come from the direction behind me just there. So right behind where those trees are. Okay, so the plane has just flown overhead, and we should be seeing a present landing just over there, right in the middle of where I said it would be. So, just to prove my point, I will go and collect this present. I haven't actually collected one of these since I completed all my levels, so I don't know what it's going to do. Gives you the 1,500, but of course can't level up anymore because you're at the full point total. What I'm actually going to do now is wait again for another present to drop, and I'm going to time the time between when I walked through that present to when another one drops down. Alright, so there's the next present. So I don't actually know the time because I wasn't timing it right now. I was going to time it with looking back at the recording instead, but I would assume that's around about 5 minutes between each present. So if you're wanting to wait that long between each present to collect about 9 for 1,500 and then another for an extra 3,000 pointer, then you're probably going to spend a lot longer on that than you will actually playing the game and completing the orienteering. The biggest upside that has, however, is that instead of constantly going forward and backward grinding orienteering challenges, you could more or less just put your Switch aside in handheld mode and just sit around waiting for a present to drop, then going to pick it up, and then just doing rinse and repeat while you're doing something else. So in the evenings after I had done orienteering, sometimes while I was watching something on TV, that's actually what I did to, I guess, just pass the time until what I was watching on TV had finished, and just to compensate for any orienteering challenges that weren't necessarily that great for me in the first place. So, with nothing else left to do now on this game, I have done something that I actually did on the Wii game and only had just done today after I've finished all the leveling up and everything, and that is redesigned my villa. So I don't know if this is actually wait, what is this picture? What is that? Just two birds on a table. Okay. But yeah, I don't know if anyone has seen my villa like I'm able to see other people's villas right here in my villa grounds. But if you somehow have, disappointingly enough, my villa has sadly just been the same up until today. So maybe if you guys go and I guess find it in your villa grounds, either if you have me added or it might just be random. I have no idea how it works, but I got nils and CMCs and whatnot, and I have those guys added. So yeah, but I don't know if I ever did a recording of it or showed this off on stream, but the way that this is actually laid out is practically just based off of how my villa was laid out on my save file for this game on the Wii U version, which I'm pretty sure I would have done on stream at one point. There are a few changes in which you will see when I go upstairs, but otherwise it's just the same. Oh, hello. Snowman just here, of course. Have to have a snowman in your house. But yeah, everything else is pretty much the same as how I had it on the Wii U. This is supposed to be the guest bedroom. Actually laying out as if I lived here as well. I think Neil's just laid it out as like a little trophy house or something. Massive lounge where you get to watch TV. And so on and so forth. I don't actually think this picture's here in the Wii game. And of course, this is where I would be sat. This is my bedroom area where I would sleep here and everything. And I actually did have a little clip of this once where I was oh, what the hell's the camera done? I would just be sat in this chair. Why is it not letting me sit down? And then I panned over to see my friend standing in the doorway, and it was just a little clip that was at the end of my birthday fun room recording that I did for my 18th birthday. Surprising that's more than 2 years ago now, so that's cool. I don't know what I said. This is the extra stuff that I added in, and this is kind of just inspired by the that plane's just flying through my leg. this is inspired by the fact that Neil just had it up here, and I didn't really want to ruin the rest of the layout of the house too much, so I basically just put it all up here because this is where the most space was. So you got the little map area, kind of like a little miniature thing, except right now as I'm running and walking over this, I am actually walking over the island as a giant. It's kind of like a miniature manipulation of reality or something. I don't know what you would actually call that. We've got the award plaques here for all the things that I've done. I didn't think they fitted in with the trophies very much, so I just put them separately. Plus it makes a bit more room. The trophies were quite awkward because there's an odd number of them. Seeing like these 4 cup ones and then these lightning shaped ones. Why did I do that? And then one's... Oh no! I jumped out of my villa. Oh, let's get back in. There we go. One's clipping through the wall. So I think the wall's too thick to see through the other side. That's really annoying again. But that's just clipping through the wall. But yeah. And then you get these slightly larger trophies. I think one for each resort that you go to as well. And yeah, that's kind of it. I just have that in a nice little layout in my house. I know you can get a lot more. Like Neil's actually laid out all of the buffets and foods and things in his. Actually, just presenting that he's completed the game. But I just wanted all of that extra stuff because it kind of looked nice. And it shows that you've done everything. So this is my sister's villa, in which I think she's kept it mainly the same, but she's redone some of the furniture here and stuff. So yeah, actually this is pretty different. She's kept most of this the same by the looks of things. Yeah, that's kind of how it is default. I'm pretty sure though that one's different, this room at the side here. That's exactly the same. And yeah, she's redone the bedroom. It actually looks quite similar to how I would do this, but I think we actually had a very similar way of doing this on the Wii version. I think we actually had a nice layout to that. And she actually has redone this bit a little bit into a very nice outside setting. In fact, this actually reminds me of some of the outdoor bars that or restaurants that we would go to in Croatia last year. Kind of reminds me of that sort of style. Pretty nice. But otherwise, there's not really much else I can do with this game anymore other than just play it casually. I know. I guess the only other thing that you could do after you've completed the level all the way up like this is do all the racing things to lower your times and get PBs and stuff. But if you're going to do that, then you're kind of just turning it into Mario Kart, really. So, yeah. More specifically, Mario Kart Wii in my case. But yeah, I'll just go over here and show off this on the Villa Builder thing. Just show that everything's here. So all the item boxes are now unlocked. How you get the keys for this now is actually by doing the leveling up. Oops. In which I believe once you get around to level 70 or something like that, you finish off basically and get all of the keys. And of course I have all of the... Oh, let's swap it around. All of these. There we go. There you are. So that's yep, that's that. And then of course I guess I've shown everything else before where I've been on going through each resort and showed that I've done every activity and whatnot. I'm pretty sure I have done that. I'm fairly positive. So I won't go ahead and do that. But I will take a look on my records and see what I've done here. So there you go. This is the records at the moment for everything that I have done. If anyone was curious, I don't know what value that would have to anybody knowing this, whether they would beat me or anything and stuff. I don't know. I don't care. But yeah, that is that completed. There we go. So yeah. I guess what I could do just before I finish off is take a look at these remaining villas. It actually looks like Nil's villa has disappeared. I don't know where that's gone. Maybe it's because I gave it a heart and it's like, give some of these villas a go. Alright, so this is Julie Music Notes villa, in which this is how the bedroom would be laid out usually. For the most part, all I can see that is different is this bookshelf here, just in the middle of the hallway. And I don't know why. There we go. The wood texture on this house looks so different now that I'd switched over to the tree house. Yeah, I can't see anything majorly different to this, so I don't actually think this person has actually changed the villa at all. So let's go across to... Let's just go across to this villa across here. I think this is the Royal Villa. Okay. This looks a little different. This isn't usually over this side. Oh, hello. There's a completely different room here. You know what? I completely forgot that you were able to do this. I completely forgot that you were able to make other rooms in here if you wanted to. I've actually forgotten how to as well. That's probably why I haven't done it, but I kind of like the layout you're given with these villas usually. Yeah, this person's done quite a bit then, because there was an award just sat there in that room. Okay. Got the TV out on the balcony. Nice. Almost feels like I'm inside a castle. I've actually been to a couple of, I think, either very rich houses or palaces before. One in which was Windsor, and I do remember that being kind of laid out like this. And I haven't actually scaled this villa before, so I'm going to take a look. Looks to be the tallest villa. Oh wow, you've got this bit here as well. Is there any way you can get up that thing? No? Nah, it doesn't look like it. Definitely a lot higher up than I was expecting. Cool though. Cool. Right. Now off to this villa. Gavintendo. Let's take a look. Alright, well he's got this lamp. I'm going to turn it on to waste his electricity. This room is the same. This layout looks the same, except there's this massive TV right by the window. That's the same. Yeah, that's kind of pretty much the same. Kind of curious. It might actually just be giving me a set of villas that aren't actually here. But well, as I was thinking of that, I looked out the window and saw that pink villa that is the same style as my sister's, and yeah, she no, that kind of just put a, I kind of just floored my theory there. Let's go over to this one then. See what this is like. It looks kind of strange and pink. Oh, I forgot to try and scale this one too, actually. Let's go back a bit. I did see how. It looks like you got some stairs just at the front here that you can go up. Looks like you have to bounce up each one. Oh, it's so square. That just looks really, I don't know. I don't like the squariness of this building. Very easy. I think that's probably the easiest one to scale. Alright. Definitely. Let's see what this one is over here. Marie's Villa. I think that's probably the highest voted one as well. Don't know how these people are so highly voted. They might be so... It might be because they're so high voted that that's actually why they're showing up here, and I might not actually have these people added. But I do not know. Get a nice view from this place. The villas always change round in spots as well. If anyone remembers, this is where CMC's villa was. On this side. Let's see if I can get in through the window. No. Once you're falling, you can't change direction. Let's take a look in here. Wow! Alright, well straight away we got some different benches and a coffee table. I guess this is where Marie and her friends line up to interrogate the visitors. Not here today, obviously. I guess I got away from that. Oh, nice bed. I'll sleep here tonight. Yeah. So this is different. This is new. It's like a little hangout lounge in your bedroom. This is slightly different. Got a lot of different coloured sofas and chairs and things. Like, these are from different sets and everything. These ones too. Can you actually sit on these? You can. I have not seen anybody sit on anything like that before. That is very interesting. And you jump up as well. Oh. I guess a lot of people come here. More chairs! Look at all these chairs! And there's a bed outside and everything. Oh, this person is popular. Look at, I mean, then again, look at all the people who have like hearted it and everything. I think that's more hearts to people actually giving you things. I can sit down here. Oh, this yellow bed. Might have just killed my opinion on this whole villa. That's very bright and just not very pleasant to look at. It was just amusing that there were so many chairs everywhere and of different types. It looked like that's all the person who made that villa wanted. And there's CMC's villa. The last one we'll look at. It's actually... Okay, that's this... Oh! This room's very similar, but not quite the same. So... He's got a nice little dining room table layout, but with the TV the other side to, I think it was Gavin Tendo who had it by the window. This is all the same. That's even the same furniture and everything. I thought he would at least change the colour to let it match the whole rest of the house. This actually looks like a proper living room and everything, with all the sofas and the glass table in the middle and everything. Should probably put a table like that in mine or something. I don't know. Ooh! He's walled that bit off. He's kind of copied me on the layout. There's the desk here, and that's different, isn't it? It's the same furniture as my sister's used, I'm pretty sure as well, but just a different colour. Yeah, it's very similar to the layout of my room. Got the bed and the TV and the desk and things in the same places. There are slight differences though. Oh, he's always getting away with these TVs everywhere, isn't you? Just a TV and a nice dining room out here as well. I think CMC's might be the most fancy. So yeah, once again, that is Go Vacation and a couple of extra villas that I decided to show off that I have here. And that's kind of all I wanted to show and display from this game, really. So just to end things off here, I think I will take one last picture and then I will close the game and see how much time I've actually put into this. to actually complete it. I know it's definitely more than nil, but I think Nil didn't waste any time into trying to actually do all the orienteering and stuff in as small a time as he possibly could. Plus, he's better at the game typically. There we go. That's perfect. That's exactly what I want. Let me just take a look at how much time I've put into this overall. 125. I think I actually need to close the game off in order to actually see the full amount of time there. Yeah, 125 hours. Awesome. So yeah, if you wanted to complete the game that way, then I guess that's roughly how you would do it. Alright, but then again, as much as I said, that is pretty much all I have to show for Go Vacation. I honestly don't think I'll be doing too much else with it. Might do some visual comparisons between this and the original game when it's loading into the resorts, but I was actually taking a look at the original game earlier today when I was taking a look at my villa layout on there, and oh, going back to that game from the Switch version, it's honestly laughable, the quality difference. It really is. But yeah, that is all I have to show. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for sticking around with this if you watched from episode 1 all the way to whatever this one is. I hope you've enjoyed it, considering that this was more or less just me trying to summarize what I did to gain points. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you again later.